Welcome to Another Rose, living a fabulous life after 40. We are Another Rose. Another Rose is not a person, but Another Rose is a concept built for connections, for sharing ideas, knowledge, and experiences that you can use to create a personal mindset of achievement and fulfillment. Another Rose is a platform, a virtual meeting space where all people, especially those approaching 40, can find support and courage to change or enhance their lived experiences, gain support and courage to pursue dreams, and share support and courage in fulfilling aspirations through overall wellness, whether it be physical, social, or attitudinal. Another Rose is led by a team of professionals that cut across diverse ethnicities and cultures, where each member contributes rich ideas towards achieving the Another Rose vision. This passionate team has come together to support your aspirations by attracting guests with knowledge and experience that can inform your personal goals and to help you find those products and services that you can use to make your life what you want it to be. Are you a career changer? Do you want a new direction in life? Another Rose is where you'll find information and direction toward achieving that fabulous life, whether you're approaching 40 or well past that. This is the place to connect with others who are doing the same. You can find others to learn from or study with if you're pursuing a new or different academic goal. This new virtual space will highlight topics of interest through blogs, through scheduled webinars, organic study groups, and annual retreats. You can find and share information that support a mindset of wellness with others in this social space and find out about products and services that support your goals and aspirations. Be sure to like, bookmark, and check in to Another Rose for updates and to find out what's new.
Thank you very much for watching the video. So every month we hold webinars, events, and create podcasts with real life experience from people who already are living their dream or on the way to live their dream life, right? So today we are starting a wonderful series of webinars and podcasts named Life in Your Fabulous 40s and Beyond. The first webinar that we are holding today will be all about the challenges and struggles for women that are reaching midlife. So, our amazing panel, we answer specific questions and discuss the main challenges we face as women during this time period and how to deal with those challenges effectively, while also ensuring that we preserve our physical, emotional, and mental well being. So, but the most important thing here is that we want this event to be about you. So we would like very much you guys to interact with us. You can drop a message in the chat, or you can even answer the same questions, that will be asked to the panelists. And if you are bold enough today, we want you to be bold actually. You can actually also share your own experience here. That's how all we learn, right? So we initially had three amazing speakers, but Dr. Rousseau could not attend the panel for unforeseen circumstances, and we really apologize for that. But here and right now, we have Thelma Kofi and Coco Blumena. So the webinar will be articulated around 5 points, and those are the first one is what are some of the pluses and perks that happen as we grow? Then we are going to talk about the main challenges we face when we get to that age. Also, I know a lot of us wonder if that is possible to have or even start a career or follow a dream you always have had, you always wanted to have at this age or after this age. Then how do we handle kids and family during these challenges? It's a bit difficult. And the most important question is, how do you feel about your new age? Because this is the whole thing, how you perceive yourself at that age. Let's discuss. Because at the end of the day, it is all about you and how you feel about yourself that matters. So if you have any challenges or, triumphs you like to share, we want to hear from you because that's why we are here and that's why we do what we do. So without waiting any longer, I would like to ask my speakers to introduce themselves in 40 seconds. I will start with Thelma. So Thelma, welcome on board. Can you tell us a bit about you in 40 seconds? Just 40 seconds. Can you please go on and unmute yourself?
Sorry about that. Hi, my name is Thelma Kofi. I am over 40. I'm a creative freelancer and an entrepreneur, and I'm a big advocate of living well and living fabulously after your 40s.
Thank you. Thank you. So you are the right person here today. The second speaker is Coco Blumena. Can you please join us and introduce yourself in 40 seconds?
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Blumena Muyenge. My name is Blumena Muyenge Coco. I'm an entrepreneur with my sister in the tourist industry. I'm a mother of an adorable 2-year-old, and I'm passionate about health, education, spirituality.
I'm so happy to be with you two here because this is the perfect match, right? So, as we age, there are a lot of changes that occur in our lives, right? And these changes are inevitable, especially after 35, heading towards 40. And there are many external changes as well as internal changes, right? Physical changes, mental changes, and even emotional changes. And you know what I'm talking about. Those occur mostly in women, but also in men, of course. And this is a transition period that comes with its own problems, and challenges. So, a commonly reported challenge of life after hitting 40 is managing multiple responsibilities. This is especially true in women, but many of us are expected to multitask. We have to balance our children. We are aging parents at that time. We have careers to care about. So, Thelma, this question is for you, and Coco, you will also answer as well. Do you think this is a true reflection of the reality, or this is just a myth?
Thank you for the question, Celeste. So, to start off, I'll say it's not a myth. However, everyone's experience is different. So, depending on where you live, where you grew up, your specific life situation, your experience might be slightly different. But overall, in many parts of the world, this happens where we have this problem, and so it basically is a problem that runs across for most women.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you answer the same question, Coco, please?
Okay, but it looks like my video, I don't know what happened. You can't see me, though I have started it. But that's okay.
I mean, Yeah, that's okay. That's technology, right?
I don't
we
know.
are, yeah, we can't really expect everything to be perfect. So we go with what technology gives us.
Yeah. So we're talking about is
Yeah,
multitasking. Is that yeah a
yes.
reality or is it a
Mm-hmm.
myth?
Yeah.
When we okay, well, I'm a person who likes words, so just to make sure we understand what we're talking about, multitasking means the performance of more than one task at the same time. I
Mm-hmm.
think every woman in here, especially those who are mothers, especially those who are married, can confirm that that is our daily reality. You
Yeah.
have to do many things at the same time. Whether or not it's easy, that's another question. And maybe one day we'll have a debate about that because it seems to me when I hear certain research, they tend to say that women are more apt to multitasking. But sometimes I feel as if, it's a burden, it's frustrating, it's stressing. And I ask myself, am I the only woman on this planet that really feels that multitasking is stressful and an unnecessary evil? But yes, it's a reality. It's a reality. And but when I was just to conclude, when I was looking at this question and reflecting on it, I also went to check out the word myth just to make sure that what I understood myth to be was exactly that. And I found this definition that says that myth is a popular belief or tradition that has grown up around someone. When we look at the word tradition, we already see something we're doing. We see something that's being passed on from generation to generation. Meaning that when I started to think, multitasking is a reality, it is a myth, but because it is a myth being passed down from generation to generation, we have to actually begin to have conversations about it and to see if, we as women still need to accept this reality. Because in the African context, I'm sorry, it seems as if women multitask more than men. And I think we have to have conversations concerning that to see how we can, change our reality and put more balance within the family structure. But it's a reality.
Thank you very much. So from this question, I actually have a takeaway message, a take home message. So you both said that, every experience is different, right? You cannot compare, but it is real that women have daily to multitask. And this has been going on from generation to generation. That's why people think it's a myth, right? And the most important thing here is to share experiences. That's why you have to share, to have a conversation with other people, because some other people have experienced the same thing, right? But you know what is interesting is that when midlife hits, we all experience distress or loneliness. And women are known to experience this at a higher rate, right? Especially post divorce than younger divorced women. And in addition, women are the ones who have to give up their dreams, to keep the family, and maybe they have to rely on the financial support of their partner. And in situation like this, if there is an unfortunate situation like a divorce, a very bad divorce, or the death of the other partner, there is that feeling that life is over and you're not able to live your life to its fullest potential, right? Considering all the physiological changes that are coming with the hormonal changes in women, you know, around 40, it can be really tough for everyone, for anyone. So this is definitely not a good place to be in. So my question to you, Coco, I will start with you. What do you think a woman in this position should do?
Sorry, I'm not used to always being muted and then having to unmute. A woman in the position
Yes.
of approaching midlife and Divorce? Is that the question? I'm sorry. I was trying to fix my video when you were talking.
No, it's okay. I understand. Yeah. Yeah, you approaching midlife and you have a situation like a divorce, or you are really relying on the financial support of your partner, and he died, unfortunately. So in that situation, you feel like you're really lonely, you can be depressed. What are you going to do? What do you think a person in that position should do?
Yeah, this is a question with many layers. You have the financial issue. You have, starting new because you've lost your partner. You have a feeling of uncertainty. So it's not a question that we can give it a simple reply to. I know that Ms. Thelma is going to compliment me or add where I've been unable to give a good response. But what I can say is this: we'll talk about personal experiences later, but I've been through a lot. I'm approaching 40 and I've been through a lot. And what I've realized has helped me the most during these type of situations is, first of all, having a strong support system composed of friends. No man is an island. And that African concept of Ubuntu, I am because you are, is really important in times of these, in times like this. When I say support system, I'm looking at two groups of people. First, people who remind you of who you are. Because when you go through a process as a divorce, or, if you lose your partner, sometimes you forget about how strong you really are, the obstacles that you have already overcome. You forget your qualities. You forget that you're worthy. You forget that God is there if you're religious, If you're not, you forget that you have the strength, it takes to get through a situation. So you need friends. You need people who have been with you throughout a good period of your life, who can remind you of those things. And also, these people are also important because they'll make an effort to surround you with joy, to bring you back into a space of joy, peace, and happiness, so that you take your mind off your problems. So it's really all about your mental state, keeping your mental state positive, healthy. And when I say positive, I'm not trying to be cliche, because you're going through a difficult period, but being able to recognize your feelings and emotions and dealing with them, not allowing them to push you further into depression. The second group of people that you need in your support group are mentors, women older than you, who've been through this experience. And these people are there to give you wisdom and to help you to remember that, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So for me, that's the first thing I can say, because it's like I said, it's a question with many layers. The financial issue is one part, but having a strong support system is really important.
What are you going to add on that, Thelma? I feel like she said it all, but you might say something very, just add what you can.
Yeah, exactly. She practically covered everything I was going to say. So what I'll add is, in terms of the financial aspect, going through a divorce can drain you, depending on how whatever the settlement goes. And losing a partner, especially, as you said, if you were depending on them. This is one reason why I personally advocate for women or anybody to have your own finance. Like you should be financially independent prior to this. So if you're not, then at this point, what she said would be very vital. Now you need people around you who can encourage you to bring out what's inside you. So if it's a business you need to start, if it's going back to school you need to do, if it's finding a better job or finding a job if you didn't have one. And focusing on yourself now, because at this point, you would have given so much to everybody else around you that now you are kind of spent, and you can't keep giving without filling back yourself up. So this, going in with what she said, surrounding yourself with a strong support system, sitting down first, I would first suggest to sit down and just think of yourself. Where am I? Where am I going? How am I going to get there? What do I want to do with my life from this point on? And I believe once you get there, you'll be able to now take the next step. Now, I know it's not easy, because whenever you're going through something, you actually really don't want to think of anything else. You just are there in the funk, if I can say that. And so it's difficult to get out and look at yourself and make these, should I say, decisions. So it helps to, like she said, have a strong support system. And it also helps if you can self-assess yourself, examine yourself, and then, take your steps one day at a time. You don't have to rush it. It's a process. It's a phase of your life, and you're not going to get from A to Z very fast. For some people, you could, depending on what support you get, but you could also talk to a therapist if you don't have this the support that you need.
So if you guys are joining us now, we were talking about what to do if you're facing a difficult situation in around, so you are around 40 and you're facing a difficult situation like a divorce mostly, and also you're losing your partner. So what I can keep from what the speaker said is that you need a strong support from the community. So those people are the ones to remind you who you are and, all the good things about you, not to let yourself go into depression. So you need to remind yourself that I'm a great person. I can still fulfill my dreams. This is not the end of the road. And, you have to stay positive. It's very important. As I love the way that Coco said it. It's not in a cliche way. Like everybody's saying you have to stay positive, but what does it mean at the end of the day? So you have to remind that you are a great person and you still have things to accomplish. And you have to focus on yourself, not in a selfish way, but at that time you're trying to, find what you want. And once you figure out what you want, you go with that one step at a time. So you don't, push it too much, because this is you're going through a difficult situation. So you take it slowly and until you get to the dream. Thank you very much. So I'm tempted. I'm already seeing some questions here. I'm tempted to kind of stop and look at the questions and respond to them. I think that's great. So one person asked, what do you do to stay motivated and keep up energy when you have many things to do? This is from Michelle. So can anyone start with this question? Is that Coco or Thelma? I'll start with Thelma. With Coco, okay.
Yes,
Thelma, you're putting me out there. Okay.
No, because I'm enjoying the wisdom that you're sharing.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Thelma. If only my camera was on, you will see that I'm multitasking because my 2-year-old has decided to join us. So good thing it's off. But let me reply to this question. Hi, Michelle. I don't know if this is my friend Michelle Harris, who I invited. If it's her, first I greet you. What do you do to stay motivated and keep up energy when you have many things to do? One thing I think, not one thing, but the thing that I do often is play music. I was fortunate because, I know you can't play music all the time, but I was fortunate where I was working before. I was working in an office by myself. So I could play music while working. And I realized that music sets a tone, sets, your mood. If you want to be sad and you play sad music, you will be sad. I hate my husband. He left me. There's many songs about that. And you can play that and be depressed. But if you want to be happy, there's also wonderful songs out there to keep your mind positive, to keep you thinking about, a brighter day. So one thing, a simple advice I can say is play music if you have the chance. If not, sing to yourself. If you can't play it, then sing your songs in your mind to yourself. So that's advice that I've used and that works.
Wow, thank you. And I know that we have an artist here, Thelma. What would you say? What would you say about that?
Well, yeah. So the other thing that I would say is to remind yourself why you started. So that's anything, whether it's your job, whether it's your business, school. If you just take a minute or a day, again, pull out your pen and I've realized since I turned 40 that I tend to forget more than I used to. And so I always have a notepad, and there are things from everywhere, from grocery lists to things I have to pick up, to people I have to get back to business, to everything is on there. And it's not in order, but it's in the order that works for me. And so you kind of put the prioritize what is most important to me at this time. Put that down. Then do the order of how important the thing is to you and how it needs to be done immediately or not. And then take it out one by one. And as you do, to relax. I'm a creative, and I notice that what calms me down is when I'm drawing and painting, or if I'm doing soap. Like I make nice little clean soaps. And so whenever I'm doing anything creative, doing some craft work, my mind just goes off any problems, anything I was thinking of, and I'm able to kind of get my emotions, get myself together, and then now come back and attack what I need to attack. Like, okay, this is what we need to do. 1, 2, 3, follow it like that. It doesn't always work out that way. Like you can have a perfect plan, a beautiful plan, and it doesn't go according to what you plan. But because you have a plan, you can have a fallback. You can figure out how to fix if you didn't go according to your plan. So that's what I would add to that.
Absolutely. I'm liking this. Yes, Coco.
Yeah, I really like what Thelma said about remembering why you started. I think that's a really, really fundamental thing that she said, because it's not easy. The road isn't easy. And obstacles are not meant, are meant to discourage. It can discourage. When you remind yourself, what is the finality? Why am I doing this? That helps you get through. That helps you stay motivated. What she said is it's words of wisdom. Thank you, Thelma.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, you guys are reading on my mind, because the next question is, when women are at this age, they are also prone to experience problems, physical problems such as cardiac problems, insomnia, depression. And my question was about what would you suggest, what are the healthy habits you can share to help them with that? But you started actually to answer that question. Coco talked about music, the kind of positive music to listen to, and you talked about the artistic way to handle this, but do you have something more to add to that?
Are you going first?
I see.
Okay, I'll go first.
I see smiling.
I'll go first this time. So another thing that I notice helps is exercise. The medical people who are amongst us, if there are any, will attest to this, of how it raises, is that oxytocin, if I have that right? It increases the chemicals in your body that make you feel good. And so, exercise can help. Why did I just lose my thought? So there you go again. This is one of the reasons. This is one of the things. You can be in the middle of talking like this and just lose your thought, just like that. You can drink tea.
It's a challenge as well. So,
I love tea.
Yeah.
Tea is different types of teas have different types of different properties that can help you. But I've noticed that it's relaxing for me. Some teas, green tea is good. I'm not trying to prescribe anything here, but I'm not a doctor or anything. But I'm just saying it's a healthy beverage. It's something that can help you. If you have anything that makes you happy, it's managing your health situation. For example, if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, any one of those things, make sure you go to your doctor, follow the diet prescriptions they give you, and exercise, be active, and keep a positive outlook on life. I believe that will go a long way to health.
Yeah. This is great. I mean, who doesn't love tea and honey? And you know what? For the people that are here on Another Rose website, you can find good tea and good honey as, part of the relaxing, process. So if you want to start a routine with relaxation, you can buy some honey and some good tea, to have that. So I keep that you have to exercise to stay healthy. You need to have a routine of relaxation. This is very important. And I'm going, unless Coco, you have something to add, I would like to go on with the next question from the audience. Is that all right for you?
Yeah, that's okay. No problem. Miss Thelma, Miss Thelma gave a really good reply. I agree with her.
The next question is, what kind of activities would you suggest to keep a positive state of mind? And I think this question was answered, right? So this was also from Michelle. And Feline is asking, what is that one thing that younger ones should know or should learn before turning 40? Ha! That's the question. Coco, I will start with you.
Okay, the first one is Michelle's question. What kind of activities would you suggest to keep a positive state of mind? To be honest with you, there is a lot of resource out there, free resource on YouTube, on TikTok, that can really help you, because there's so many techniques, but because we're different as people, certain techniques work for others and certain don't. So I would first advise you to actually do research. Do research, go on YouTube and try to find what works for you. But I remember something that I recently discovered. If this is my friend Michelle, I'll send you the link. I forgot the person's name, but he was talking about the 5-second rule, where when we have a situation that is not going our way, the best way to deal with it is to allow yourself a certain amount of time to recognize the anger, to recognize the hurt, to recognize the frustration, all those negative emotions that you feel, to vent, to let it out, to cry if you have to scream, to be angry. And then after a certain amount of time, he's brought it down to 5 minutes because he's a pro. You actually time yourself. But it's a process. It might take you a week, and then you go from a week to, 1 week, and then from 1 week to 24 hours, and so it's a process. But after that time that you've given yourself, you stop and you tell yourself, there's nothing I can do to change the situation. It has happened. If it's me who's at fault, I can learn from this and move on and do better. So that really has helped me, because just to conclude, he said that there's a lot of cliche concerning being positive, to the point that sometimes we do affirmations. I'm happy, I'm surrounded by love, which have nothing to do with your reality. Inside, you're hurting, you're crying, you're stressed. And that's why he's stressed, Acknowledge that, recognize it, feel it. It's true, it's real, and you have the right to be upset. But then think about the consequences of continuing to be upset, continuing to be angry. You're just going down you're just continuing to go down a downward spiral. So you have to get yourself out, and that's why he gives you just a certain amount of time to vet and then move on and see what can I do now to improve things. So for the second question, Miss Thelma, I think Miss Thelma said she's 40.
Yeah, she said she's
Then 40. I'll give her the honor, because I'm 38. I will give her the honor to give the advice to us young ones. And then if she allows me, I may, give. If she wants, I can give, and then she gives the last word. But it doesn't matter, whatever she wants to do.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should say something.
Okay, so what was the question? What advice? You gonna go first?
Yeah,
you go first. Yes. Okay.
So I'm going first, or you're going first?
Oh, whoever wants to go first, I don't mind.
Okay, I'll go first since I'm older. So, well, your body will not function the same. So you have to be prepared for that. Mm-hmm. No, and it's not something to scare you. It's something to embrace. Turning 40 or getting older is beautiful. We have our challenges, but you get wiser, you have more experience, you can navigate through life faster than you did before when you were 20. And so there's that to look forward to, because I know we're talking about challenges. However, I want to bring out the positive. I don't mean to brag, but I don't think any of you would meet me and say she's 40. That can happen with anyone. You can be fabulous. You can. Okay, so that's the positive side. The downside is sometimes your eyes, depending on your genes. Since I turned 40, I have to look at things like this. And that's something to prepare for. It's not something to scare you. I used to be able to do cartwheels when I was 20, 25, even 30. I can't do them anymore, but I'm still athletic. I still exercise. The forgetfulness thing is there. But in this day, there are so many ways that you can prevent yourself from having these physical or biological changes so fast. Like they will still happen. It's not going to happen as fast. There are different vitamins, different foods that if you load up on, you'll be fine and you don't have to worry about this. But be ready for the pressure of family. If you're if you come from a family-oriented place, be ready for, this is the time where most of our parents are either old enough and they're passing away, or they have terminal diseases. Some of them are healthy, but you'll notice that around this time, you'll be going to a lot of funerals. So, be prepared for that. Get a couple of black dresses. I know this is not funny, but it's part of the life we are planning for. And most of all, plan financially. You want to be able to walk into 40 financially sound. You want to be able to walk into your midlife not thinking about what you're going to do about retirement or what's going to happen with your children's school or your future, especially if something like what we discussed earlier happens. I'm sure there's a lot more, but I don't want to keep talking for too long. So I'm just going to stop there. And if you have any questions, I can answer, but I'll pass it on to Coco.
Thank you, Thelma. I wanted to make a comment of on what Coco said previously. You have to acknowledge how you feel and what you feel. If you cover it, at some point, it will break and you will feel the hurt even more. So you have to acknowledge that this is pain, this is anger, and you have to take time to heal from that. And what you said, Thelma, is that I can compare that to the wine that is aging. When wine is aging, it's getting better. It's actually the same situation. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you become wiser, as you said, and it comes with physical problems. But what is the most important is what is your mental states, what you think about your age. So the age is not redefining who you are. So you are the one defining what your life is, and not the other way around. I really love what you guys are saying, because I'm not 40 yet. So this is like, getting tips from you and knowing what I'm heading into, and I really like the wisdom that you guys are saying. So I'm going to pass on Coco to answer the same question. You're not 40 yet, but what is your advice?
I'm 38, but Miss Thelma gave wonderful advice. And what I liked, she said something in the beginning. She said, "Look at me, I don't look 40." And exactly, you look wonderful, you look beautiful, you look great. And that goes to show you that age is really nothing but a number. And I think the myth is believing that because you're getting older, in number physically, that your physical body has to begin decaying. And that is not true. Health is something you work towards. Keeping your body healthy is something you work towards. And people have to understand that, So thank you, Ms. Thelma, for reminding us that you can still look good at 40, 50, 60. It's just about how, your eating habits, your exercising habits. The advice that I can give, I think, well, I don't know if it's the advice, but I think it's more like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more like an introduction or an explanation that as you get older, just like Ms. Thelma said, you as a woman, you become comfortable in your own skin. Sometimes I lay in my bed and I think, would I really want to go back to being 20? And I always say no, because I was so insecure. My life was always about what others think of me. My life was always about trying to get that guy to love me. You know what? Now I don't care. I don't need you to appreciate me because I appreciate me, And so you have this confidence. And I know that as you get older, the confidence builds. But I really think that confidence starts late 30s, entering 40s. So it's really a period to look forward to because doors are opening. You've amassed, intelligence, wisdom, and now you can use that to create the life that you really want to create. So it's nothing to be scared of. It's something to look forward to, aging gracefully.
Absolutely. So age is a number, and when you're aging, you become more confident. So it's not about how old you are, it's how old you feel. You can turn 40 and you still feel like you're 20, but in your mind you're wiser and you become more confident, and that's the most important thing. I really like that. So we're going to dive a bit deep now. So I'm going to ask you if you don't mind sharing with us your experience and, what kind of challenges did you face? And if you don't mind, how did you gather the courage to overcome all those challenges? Because I know it's actually, it takes courage and boldness, to deal with what lives present to us. So how was it for you, Thelma? If you don't mind sharing that with us.
I don't know if I think we only have 3 minutes left or so. It's almost 45, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be
done, actually.
Okay, so it all boils down to where you want to be. For me, I had help. I had people around me who cared. And I have the drive in my spirit that I wasn't going to give up, regardless of what happened to me. And so that always drove me to get up again. You know, sometimes you'll be crying, you know, or down for days, months, weeks, whatever. But as long as you get back up. So inspiring yourself, again, asking yourself, why did I begin? Why am I here? What is my impact? Where am I going? And I believe that will help you to get out of your situation. People will help you get out of your situation and move on into where you need to be.
Thank you, Thelma. Do you mind sharing your experience as well, Coco? And,
okay, okay. You said we don't have much time? It's about to cut off? Or?
Yeah, you have like 2 minutes.
Okay, all right. So maybe we'll have another experience, another time to chat. But let me just say this. Maybe you guys are seeing Coco as this really bubbly girl, you know, really happy. But the reality is Coco is in the process of getting a divorce. My husband has, you know, literally abandoned me. I'm trying to multitask with a 2-year-old. I'm going through hell. But all the things that I've told you through this webinar are things that I'm actually applying. And that's why Coco is in front of you, happy, bubbly, knowing that her future is bright, knowing that we make mistakes, marriages don't work sometimes, they fall apart, but life goes on. So that's why I pray that next time we can talk more about our personal experiences so that you can have that testimony and see that my life isn't perfect, but I've learned to apply certain principles, and that's why I can be happy and share with you guys a bit of wisdom that I have.
Wow. Thank you so much, Coco, for sharing that. It's really bold to take courage and, you know, share this kind of situation with us. And I'm sure it will help someone to see the good side of the life. So people say when life gives you lemon, you make juice, you make a lemonade out of it. And thank you very much. Thank you so much, Coco and Thelma, for joining us today. And thank you all for being part of this event. We hope this event was very helpful, and we would like to see you all in the next session. And please don't forget to visit the website for more information. You can like the Facebook page, connect with us on LinkedIn, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You can also join our community by registering to the Rose Cycle to stay tuned, to receive all the notification about what we're doing. And you can also share your experience in the Rose Cycle. Also, we want to let you know that we'll be sending a feedback with you because what you think matters to us. So please mind that we will only have 24 hours to send back your feedback. Thank you again and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.